from A Simpler Life, and today has been about as simple as it can be. As simple as it can be. We haven't done much and slept in really late, for us anyways. It was 9:30, and the only reason we woke up at 9:30 was because my phone was ringing. So yesterday I didn't sleep hardly at all through the night. I had a really bad dream and woke up enough to where I turned the light on in the bedroom next to my bedstand, and then there was a big crash, and that didn't help. In Jerry's room, he has this wall of antique planes, and they have magnets on them, and so they're supposed to hold up there. And trying to get so Mr. Simba can be in this, because some of you like seeing the kitties too. And it came crashing down. That was like the second time it happened, but kept me awake. And the kitties. Nala usually jumps up in bed on my side, and she comes up and she nuzzles for about 5 minutes, and then she gets up and goes to the foot of the bed and grooms herself for, it seems like, forever before she goes to sleep. And Simba hasn't been in the bedroom much. He has been sleeping out wherever out here. But that night, I say he's a jealous boy, but he just wants attention too. I would wake up in the night think it was Nala next to me, and it was him. So, yeah, between everything, I didn't sleep good at all. And so last night, of course, as soon as my head hit the pillow, I was out. And I slept until about 10 to 7, and Nala was the one who was waking us up to say, feed me, feed me. They have dry food. They have enough dry food. They want their wet food. They usually get a little bit of wet food in the morning, and then about supper time. And just depends on how persistent they are. They might get it for lunch. So, so Jerry got up, and what he does is that and this is what I do too, because Simba will eat both of them right away, and he will not let her near it. So we make sure that he gets the biggest amount first, because she doesn't eat like he does. And then he'll give him his, and then he will take Nala's dish, put it out in the dining room where she is, or at the end of the island sometimes. And then she'll sit there and eat, but you just have to, when you do that, then you got to not make any movements, because she is so skittish that she'll hear a creak and then she'll run, and then Simba will come around and he'll want to eat hers. So, but he said that she basically ate all of it. And so went back to sleep, and my phone was ringing, and of course I thought it was Jerry's phone because they both sound alike, but yeah. And then so we woke up to that. Then we woke up to a text from his sister that his mom had been sent to the hospital. She has dementia. She's 91. And she wasn't able to respond and like talk. And so they called the ambulance, and then his sister went to the hospital. When his sister's up here during the summer months, she tends to take all of that off her brothers, because when they're gone to their winter place, they're usually gone from October through May, and then her brothers are in charge. And we've had our share. You know, last year his mom ended up getting 3 blood clots in her lungs. Well, her lungs were full, and she had 3 blood clots on top of that. And so she was up in Grand Rapids for quite some time. So, you know, we go up there back and forth, and then the other brother would go up, and so she just feels like she should take over in the summer, and she is power of attorney. But she just let us know everything came back okay. Mom was talking, mom was acting like mom, and they just said it is a worsening part of the dementia. So, yay, lovely disease, not. So, this morning, Mr. Jerry and I sat out in the sunroom, and we were having our coffee, and then Lindsay, our son's wife, messaged because she had helped show him how to do the backsplash tile. Said she was going to be in for a dentist appointment, and she would stop afterwards to pick up her tile saw. So that meant I had to get up and get into the shower. But we both had coffees out there. I'm finding out I have found 2 coffees now that doesn't upset his stomach, which is the Drag Up Donut Shop, and then there is one from Farrah's Company, and it is the official Lions, Detroit Lions coffee. And so every morning now I need to make a pot of coffee. He won't say, and if I don't make a pot of coffee, he won't say that he wants a pot of coffee. He'll go without. So I just make the pot of coffee. But I'm noticing that he's drinking 3 cups to my 2 cups. And if I want a 3rd cup, I have to use the K-cup, you know, so, which is fine. And I'm going through the French vanilla creamer a lot faster. And I make that myself, so it's no big deal. But, yeah, so we were out there, and both kitties came out. And Nala, for the last few days, has jumped up on my lap. She'll holler, that Siamese holler will come out, and she jumps up on my lap, and she's gotten quite comfortable. When he's up on my lap, he doesn't curl like he is now. He's not for sure, and he kind of sprawls this way. And she just comes right up, and she just sits there, and then her coo purr starts, and I'm petting her and talking to her, and then she just turns around and lays down. And last night she did that, went right to sleep on my lap. So, but then they both went into their tree tower, and he was up on top, and she was on the bottom of the tower. He was up high on the tower, and it was to that point where I had to go get in the shower, and I felt bad because I knew as soon as I moved she would be out of there, and she was, but she would have went to sleep in there real easy. And I think it's because we both were in the sunroom, because normally they're either, if I'm in the sunroom, I have them out there, or they'll be out here with Mr. Jerry. So, but and he follows you. He's a follower, and so they're both in here sleeping now. But anyways, so worked on my diamond dot painting after Lindsay left, and decided that I wanted to sew on that Bargello table runner. And so I did record a little bit more on it, and yeah, it's taxing this brain. But I got black 1 done. I got black 2 laid out, and you have to go off from black 1 to make sure you get your up and down correct. And black 3 is going to be a lot longer than the other 2. And did I throw it away? I did. Of that 42-inch strips, I ended up having about this much left. So, and I got them all cut into their sizes that you're supposed to. And I'll show you black 1. So this is what black 1 is looking like right now. So, and that center one right there is a 1-inch strip, which is, the center is with the blue, the purples on down. That is a 1-inch strip, and of course when you sew it, you're taking off a 1/4 inch on both sides. So now it's became a, let's see, 1/2 inch. So, but yeah, So I have the other one laying beside of it, and I figured I need to have something to eat. It's like 3 o'clock and I wasn't too hungry because I didn't get, see, that is the 1-inch strip right there. So this is lunch. It is Millville chewy chocolate chip cookie. Yeah, right. Chocolate chip granola bar. So that will be my lunch. Oh, and Mr. Jerry last night, he made a corn chowder. Have you ever had corn chowder? Neither one of us have ever had corn chowder, and boy was this good, except for I said to him the bacon wasn't crispy enough. And Mr. Jerry does a lot of the cooking, 99.9% of the time. I do the baking. In the recipe, it called for an onion in there. And so he left the onion out. Well, she says at the beginning to cook the bacon up. You're supposed to cut it up into, you know, bite-sized pieces, and then you fry it up, but don't cook it all the way through, because when you cut up the onions, then you throw it back in with the onions to finish crisping up. And he decided not to do the onions, and so it wasn't crispy, but it was pretty darn good. We used our frozen corn that we got from McEwen's, and potatoes in it, and the cream sauce, and I haven't looked to see points or anything yet, but if it was crispy, the bacon, I would have liked it as much as he did, because when he says, you know, well, how did you like it? And I says, well, I think the bacon needed to be a little more crispier. But I said, but it's good, because it was. And he said, well, he really liked it. And I could tell he really liked it. But then he got to thinking about that, and about the bacon, and he goes, that would make it really, really good. So I think there's enough there for each of us to have another bowl. And he always cuts the recipes in half. So yeah, look at where my drink was. So oh my goodness. So I apparently haven't talked enough today. So all it's done is rain most of the day. It's supposed to be one of our most humid days, and so a good day to be inside. But other than that, no special plans. Tomorrow I go in about 11 to get teeth cleaning, and then after that we're going to head up to Grand Rapids. He found another antique tool from a guy that he wants to buy. He set up about the time, because normally it takes about a half hour if it's just the hygienist and I don't have to have anything else done. Of course it takes a lot, you know, quicker than that. But and where we need to go is probably, oh, it's auction night tonight, so if he wins anything, he'll stop and get that. And where this gentleman is, I'm going to guess the general vicinity is going to be a 45-minute on that. Plus we got to get some lunch, and then I think we'll just come home. So yeah. But anyways, I just thought I'd pop on and just chit chat with you real quick as I have my lunch. I'm not too hungry, so, and if I am hungry, I'll go grab a cheese stick. You can always open up a yogurt too. So I hope that you all are doing well. I told Mr. Jerry, I said I'm at, as far as the weight loss journey, I haven't tracked. It's on that tipping point, if you know what I mean, my Weight Watcher peeps or my friends who track. You know, it's really easy to lean you know, to the side of willy-nilly and not worry about it. And I can't do that. So, because I probably have put back on 2 pounds. And I keep saying this because, well, this weekend wasn't, we went to McDonald's Saturday when they were here, and I got a Diet Coke, and I can't tell you the last time I had a Diet Coke. And then Sunday, after they got everything done, he was tired, I was tired, and I said, you know what, Subway sounds good. And he agreed. So we got a turkey sandwich, we split the chips, and then I had a Diet Pepsi. And so that slope of getting back on the pop is not good. So that's why we don't have it in the house. So, you know, when I see that 2 pound up, then I keep thinking, well, maybe it's all the sodium. Maybe. Or maybe it's not. I don't know. I feel like I'm not eating bad because we only have the 2 meals, and he bought me popcorn, the mini bags, and so on the nights like we only had 2 meals, I might have a mini bag of popcorn. But I don't know, it's just that feeling of, so why am I doing this? I'm not getting thinner by any means, but I have not quit. I have not given up. In fact, when our son was here Sunday, Jerry and him moved the treadmill, which has been folded up against the wall, and where we house his tools and stuff that he's redone, and our pantry for the foods that we are preserving, and overflow of batting. So it's been against the wall, and he has an elliptical, and he likes the elliptical. If he got rid of something, he'd probably get rid of the treadmill, but I can't do the elliptical 1 minute and I'm wiped out. So they moved it out to our front family room. It's a room that nobody really uses anymore because of the sunroom, and that was where I always had a TV. Still a TV there. So it's right now, it's just set and folded up in the room. So my thought process too is that once he opens it up and stuff, then my goal is to be able just to get on it, even if it's for 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day to start, and then build it up. And I might need some accountability buddies. So I'll let you know when I'm going to do it, and just somebody that I can sit there and contact to say, okay, this is what I did, with no judgment, you know. So because I do like walking, it's just that with the weather and allergies and all that stuff, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. And it's not that physically I can't do it, it is mentally I can't do it. And so that's what happens when I start eating the wrong foods. So it brings that back out. So, and if nobody wants to be my accountability, I'm just going to call out Miss Jean and say, Miss Jean, I think you're on Facebook. We're friends, aren't we? You might actually be the main one. So, yeah. And I'm not saying that the person has to go walk or whatever. Sometimes you just need somebody just to say, you know, hey, I haven't heard from you in a couple days. How you doing? You know, because that's what an accountability partner should be like, right? I should be able to reach out to my accountability partners, and they should be able to do the same with me without any fear or shame or guilt, whether they're doing or not doing. So, but anyways. So anyways, I'm going to let you go, my friends. Thank you for stopping by, as always. And, yeah. So I am trying to work out something for Saturday. I'm not for sure if it will be the table runner or what it will be. You know, I got to figure out how to, I want to do the diamond dot painting, but I have to do it when Jerry is out in his area because it's right off from his room. And he tends to watch a lot of stuff with colorful language, if you know what I mean. And I don't think my channel would probably like if I had all that colorful language. And he's just, he doesn't hear it. I mean, he worked in the factory all his life, and so, you know, that's what he hears here is nothing. And I lived the sheltered life. Well, I shouldn't say that, because my dad, when he was alive, would make, as he would say, the drunken sailor blush. So, and to him it was just first nature, some of the words that he used. So, but anyways, I'm going to let you go, and I hope you're doing well, and see you soon, my friends. Stay strong. You got this. I got this. And I will see you hopefully on the next vlog. See you soon.